Hey Ty, Ben America's Baseball Camps, touching base in regards to your swing from the Arizona camp, and just wanted to touch base, go over a couple things that I see that we can work on to get you better. Just did the eval for your brother, and let's see if there's different things or what we can work on together, and let's get started here. So again, these are just things that I focus on as a professional. Thought I would pass them along to you as a player, and you could really focus in on getting these things better. So first, I want to talk about the stance. I'm going to pause it right here at the beginning for our stance. A couple things I want to do. I want you to get a lot more aggressive. I really want you to get into this baseball. I want you to pretend like you're mad at your brother. I really want you to get through this ball all the time and be really aggressive through the baseball. I think you feel for a little bit and you're kind of passive. I really want you to get aggressive and really get, we need to get all those pounds you got into the baseball. So a few things that are going to help you is, one, I would take your feet and I would widen out your feet, your stance a little bit. I would put this back foot back here. I would take both your feet and turn your toes in a little bit, and that's going to make you a lot stronger. You can see on this back leg, the knee goes straight down to your foot. And on this one, you can see it's inside of your feet. So spread those feet out. They're almost even with your shoulders. I want you to have your feet well past your shoulders a little bit. So like I said, just my suggestion is take this back foot, move it back here, and turn those toes in each time, and do that every time before you start. And make sure that your shoulders, your feet are past your shoulder width, their toes are slightly turned in, and really get yourself set up there and get ready to go, and really get ready to get after that pitch. I do like your eyes. They're on the targets, your hands and your barrel's in a good spot, so the rest of your stance is fine and in a good position. And let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to go into our next phase of when we analyze this, going to call it our land foot. One thing I do see right away, you can see that this bat angle is below my hands. We always got to make sure that that bat stays above our hands, especially when we start. So as you go to swing, that thing should never come down that low, and that's going to make us be underneath this ball a lot whenever we hit. So make sure as you start, you can see where that green line is from the bat being here, which I'm going to make in red. That's where it is, where I don't want it, and then in the green line is where you want it as far as for your start. So before you start anything, make sure your feet are lined up, make sure your bat angle is good, and really go through this video and watch it a bunch of times so you can really get a good sense of what we're doing here. One thing I do notice that we're going to work on with you and your brother, right away at this point of your swing, your bottom arm locks out. And you can get with your brother on this because we just went through it. What we need to do is we need to do the on-the-shoulder, one-handed bottom drills for this to make sure. So at the beginning of your swing, you can see how kind of your elbows are a little bit bent, but they need to be bent a little bit more. Your elbows kind of want to be like this at this point of your swing, and that'll get your barrel to be nice and high like that. And what you want to do is you want to rest that barrel on your shoulder and do some soft toss with a little T-ball bat or a smaller bat, and you can ask your brother, because we're going to do the same thing with them, and you basically just take it off your shoulder and you go right to contact. So you want to get extension right before you hit the ball. You want to get extension and contact, and that's really important to do to get us nice and short to the ball. We want to be short to the ball and long through the ball. You'll notice right here already that arm is locking out on us, and that's going to make us cast or be late, and we're going to get away with it on easier pitching, but as we get older, we won't be able to get away with that. You'll notice at this part of your swing, too, that both your feet are turned out. You can see that, and at this point of our swing, I'd want both of my feet to be turned in. So the same distance it's out, it's going to be out, and let's go ahead and turn these in. So let's focus on that at this point of our swing. But right now, you should still have a pretty good angle in our elbows right there, in regards to just lining yourself up and making sure that you're going to be short to the ball with side flips or T-work, is taking that bat, resting it on your shoulder, getting that 90-degree in my elbow, and then really going right to the baseball where you're going to be short to it. Because if we get locked out like that, you don't want to look like that until you're at contact. You can see that bottom hand, that's nice and firm. We're creating that power V, and what you want to do is, if you back it up here, you get in that power V right away. See how that arm locks? That's going to make us very muscly, lose a lot of power, and not really be able to get after that. So we have to be short to it and long through it. and that's going to be really, 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 really important as we go forward here. Point of contact's pretty good. This one was out in front a little bit, hit it off the end. Not bad in regards to that. Make sure you let the ball travel, so you can kind of see here that those angles of your feet and close off that position like that, and just making sure that we are letting that ball travel to focus on hitting the ball the other way. You do turn your hips, but then at the end you can see at this point of our swing, this front hip needs to be all the way up here. It needs to be up by this other hip. So take this back hip into the front hip, and this foot needs to be completely turned right here. So focus on your finish at this point of your swing. When you're done finishing, that foot should be completely turned. This hip should be up way into this front hip, and everything. Your backside should be turned. That's going to get you to be aggressive through the baseball, and keep your eyes down on the ball at contact after you hit it. And those are some things that are going to really help you out here. So let's go ahead and back it up a swing. I want to see if it's the same thing, because I'm assuming and guessing that it would be. You can see this is the first swing. See how that's locked out on you, and that's really going to affect your path. Again, to be late and have no power, it's kind of out in front. Let's see at the end how we finish. You can see that foot stopped rotating, those hips stopped rotating as well. So this hip and this foot have to completely rotate. You got to take this back hip into the front hip, and that turn over that back knee and turn over that back foot to really focus on being through the baseball. Again, when you're done, you can really freeze and check yourself out frame by frame, and I would just kind of watch this. Notice how when you start, again, you start with that arm almost kind of, let's get more bend in this arm. Let's make sure make sure that barrel stays up like that, so you can kind of create that and focus on those pitches, so when you're ready to go, that is not going to be, you're not going to have your barrel low like that, so there's a chance to come through sideways and get that arm to be locked out. You can see that bottom arm has a tendency to want to lock out too early. You can see it's already locked right here as we're going through our swing, and that's going to be very important. See how long it's going to make us long, compared to being short to it and long through it. So get with your brother. A lot of good drills to do that you guys can do together. Have a great season. We hope to see you back next year, and keep us posted on how you're doing. Thanks for coming to camp.